everyone, so I'm back again with another Vampire Diaries review. This is for episode 13, Bringing Out the Dead. It aired last week and I've only just got a chance to kind of do a review now. So for me, it was a really good episode. There was a lot going on, not just with Klaus and the originals, but also with this mystery killer that's on the loose. So there were lots of sort of good moments and shocking moments. So to start with, we had obviously there's this unknown killer, we don't know who it is, that's causing all these killings and near killings, as we found in this episode. And it does seem like whoever's doing it is trying to frame Elena, I think, because obviously when Sheriff Forbes comes around, she says that the weapon has Elena's fingerprints on. So it's kind of like how would that happen, because it isn't really Elena who's doing it to him. So the killer almost, actually I'm saying almost, that they do kill him, but they try to turn Caroline's dad, basically, into a vampire, and obviously that's the thing he doesn't want to do at all, and he decides to just let himself die rather than being turned. So it was a really sort of sweet moment when him and Caroline had a real heart-to-heart, and he, really sort of told her how he felt, and that he knows that she's special, and still his daughter, and etc. It was a really sort of sweet moment, and I have to say hats off once again to Candice, because she really knows how to nail these sorts of things, and she really gets the emotion in there. And I have to say, at that scene I did get a bit of a lump in my throat, so that's when that they're doing a good job, really. Also, it was really nice to see Matt being there for Caroline, and Elena was there with her anyway, but it was nice to see Matt kind of come into it again, because I feel like he's kind of been a bit outside, and I think it's good that he's sort of getting more involved, and I do like seeing Matt, so I'm hoping they're going to sort of feature him a lot more now. There was also a good moment where Stephanie and Damon are walking through the woods, and Stephanie says, I love her, Damon. He says back, so do I. And it's kind of, you think it was a kind of awkward moment, but in a way they kind of just, Stephanie kind of just had that look like, oh god, but it wasn't like they had a fight or anything like that. It was kind of like, I think they both kind of understand now that they both love her. So it's going to be kind of an interesting, it's going to be interesting to see where that goes and how it plays along, because obviously they can't both have her. So I'm guessing it's going to be the storyline that's kind of carried on for the rest of the season. And it is good seeing the tension, because it just adds a little bit more extra excitement, really. So with this killer on the loose, Elena and Matt come back from Caroline's to find Alaric dying, and Elena, obviously knowing that she's a doppelganger, realises that makes her a supernatural being. So she realises if she kills Alaric, then his ring will bring him back, because obviously we don't know whoever's doing these killings, whether they're supernatural or not. So, and obviously they think that it's Meredith, so knowing she's not supernatural, Elena takes it upon herself to kill Alaric so that he can come back. And I really thought, Elena's really coming into her own this season. She's getting so strong, and she's done so much to kind of support everybody and fight back. She's had a real fight in her this season, and I think that's a lot to do with Damon as well, because obviously Stefan leaving her, he was kind of her safety blanket in a way, and I think with him leaving, she's had to realise that she's had to protect herself, and obviously her and Damon have been working together a lot, so I think that's really, really helped her to strength. So we had also the main sort of part of the episode was dinner with Stefan and Damon go to dinner at Klaus's mansion with Klaus and Elijah, and they all sit down, and you can really sense all the tension between the four, the four guys, and it's the first time they've kind of sat down to talk civilly about things. So I thought it was a really good scene, because it's like Stefan don't want to be there at all. Damon's kind of trying to be the sort of peacemaker, but obviously on the side we know him and Elijah have had a talk, so it's kind of like we're waiting to see if Elijah's really going to come through with his plan or not, because obviously he's chose Stefan and Damon before. So they have their dinner, and they bring up they talk about their history with the original betrover, and for all those that are thinking it was really Charlotte, it's actually Saskia, which is a bit of a weird name, but they're kind of from, old times, so I guess they had to kind of make it older sort of name. So everybody was kind of like, oh, it's not Charlotte. So, but to be honest, I don't know where the Charlotte name came from in the beginning. I think somebody must have just made it up kind of on a fan post or something like that, and everybody kind of latched onto it. So we find out that both Klaus and Elijah both loved her, and that neither of them got her in the end, and we don't know actually whether she's dead or not. They didn't really clarify that. So is she, where is she now, and is she going to come back to Mystic Falls at any point? It's going to be really interesting to see if they actually do bring that in, but I'm kind of thinking, are they going to be, are they going to do that, and is she going to be played by like Nina, for example, because is she going to be, again, is she going to be the same as Catherine and Elena or not? So it's going to be interesting to see how they work that, because they obviously wouldn't have mentioned her if they weren't planning on expanding on that, so we'll have to see what happens there. So we see that Elijah does side with Stefan and Damon for once, actually following through with a plan against Klaus, and he undaggers Rebecca and their two brothers, Finn and Cole. Now, I have to say, the two brothers have been, everybody's been going crazy over them, and they was only on screen for like, 2 minutes or something. Everybody loves them already, so I think everybody's excited now for the next episode to see more of them, and obviously to see, the dynamics of the whole original family. So it's really exciting to see, new characters and what they're going to bring to the show. So understandably, Rebecca, Finn and Cole are not happy with Klaus at all for dashing them, and Rebecca found out that he killed their mum. So there was a lot of anger towards him, and for the first time it kind of shows Klaus feeling, I would say scared. He looks scared and he looks worried, and that only intensified, of course, when Esther, the original witch, so aka Mummy Original, walks in, having been released from the coffin by Bonnie and her mum, and she kind of walks in, and Klaus looks terrified because he thinks that she's going to kill him, and she says, no, I'm here to forgive you, and that she wants them to be all together a family again. So my questioning is, is she going to make peace and they're going to, the originals are going to live and settle in Mystic Falls, peacefully, or is there going to be more trouble? Obviously we know in the next episode, airing on Thursday, there's going to be a ball held at South's mansion, and they're all going to be there with everybody from Mystic Falls, so it's going to be such a good episode, I think. I really can't wait. Also, I've just seen today there's rumours of a kiss at the ball, and everybody's, debating who it's going to be. So there's a lot of rumours flying around about the next episode. There's obviously rumours that Damien and Rebecca are going to get it on, that, something like that is going to happen. But whether or not it does, I don't know. Nobody knows, and we're always surprised by the episode, so, we'll just have to wait and see. But obviously, for me, I hope it would be Damien and Elena, but I don't know if they're gonna do another kiss this soon or not. I don't know. But I feel like there's been no Damien and Elena really in the last couple of episodes. It was like almost like the writers kind of done the kiss and thought, yeah, that'll be enough for them for now, and that's it. But really, we just like the build up and the intensifying of their relationship. So hopefully there's going to be some things. I know there's a picture of them dancing, so I'm hoping obviously we'll get another Damien and Elena dance that we all love, and it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. So everybody, make sure you tune in and comment below on what you thought of last week's episode, and where you think, what you think is going to happen next in terms of Esther being back, and who you think the killer might be as well, because I'm not sure. I think Meredith would be too much of an obvious choice, but then all roads are kind of leading to her, so it's a difficult one really. But let me know what you think, and I will see you all in the next video.